Hello, and welcome back to the Abundant Joy Tarot with Ade. And I am back today to do another reading for you. And today we're going to focus on what in your current situation, and keep in mind that the situation could be any type of situation. It could be a work situation, it could be a friend situation, it could be a relationship situation, it could be really anything in mind, just a situation that you have on mind. And the question is, what is being hidden? What are you not seeing in this situation? The hope is to be able to provide you some clarity as we enter into this week. And so I'm just going to pull a quick this moon magic oracle card for you to be able to choose your piles. And then what you will be able to do is I will do a timestamp so you can go directly to your piles. I will also show the actual picking of the piles with all of the oracle cards and the tarot cards. Looks like it's that one. For the piles as well. So you can look at that next, or you can go directly to your pile if you choose. So these are going to be piles 1, 2, and 3. Again, we're asking the question, Spirit, today, for the situation that you have in mind. What are you not seeing in the situation? What seems to be hidden, to hope to provide some clarity for you? If you like to choose by crystals, the first pile number 1 will have the tiger's eye. Pile number 2 will have the Adventurine, and pile number 3 will have the yellow agate. So those are ones that you can choose if you prefer to choose at this point. I'm going to pause the video, and then we will go into the actual pile picking, where I will pick all of the cards for each of the piles, and then we will go into the individual readings. I want to thank you again for joining me today at the Abundant Joy Tarot. Again, my name is Ade. I am new to YouTube, so I am definitely hoping that if you like what you're hearing, that you will subscribe and like and possibly share the video so that we can begin to build up a community. But I'm really grateful that you are here. I hope you're having a wonderful day, and let's get into it. All right, I'll pause, and then we'll go into the pile picking. Okay, so welcome back. We're going to go into the pile picking now, and we're going to pull from about 4 different types of oracle cards. Right now, these are just some quick charm cards to see if they'll kind of give us any quick looks into what might be hidden in the situation. I'm pulling 1 for 1, pile 2, and pile 3. Okay, that's the charms card. And then we're going to pull 2 from the crow oracle for each pile. I need to pull this back to the camera. Camera's kind of, see if I can pull the camera up some. There we go. There we go. It gives me a little bit of space here to shuffle. So I'm going to ask you, Spirit, so for pile 1, what are they not seeing in the situation that they have in their mind for pile 1? What are they not seeing? Oops. It's 1, and I'll pull another. And what are they not seeing? Oh, that we got 3. That's okay. Pile 2, what are they not seeing in their current situation? And what might we be able to illuminate for them in this situation? It's 2. And for pile 3, what is hidden in their situation? What are they not seeing? Can we possibly illuminate for them in this situation? Okay, so that is the crow tarot. We're going to pull 2 from the Enchanted Compass oracle cards. So for pile number 1, Spirit, what can you illuminate for us what they are not seeing, what might be hidden in their current situation? This one. One more for pile 1. What are they not seeing? Oops. 2. Get my hands here. Pile 2. What are they not seeing? What might be hidden in their situation? This one. Okay. What are they not seeing in their situation? What are they not seeing in their situations? Okay. And for pile 3, oops. Here we go. All right. And we're going to pull 1 from the Sacred Force. Kind of a final card. So what are they not seeing in pile 1? Ooh. What are they not seeing in there? What might be hidden from them in pile 1? These cards may be able to help illuminate for their path. 1. Pile 2. What might be hidden from them? Pile 2. What am I able to illuminate for pile 2? And finally for pile 3. Okay, so those are the oracle cards for this deck, and then we're going to pull the tarot cards, and I'm going to pull 3 tarot cards from the Awakened deck and 3 from the Witch, Modern Witch deck. Let's get these in the right position here. Okay. So for pile number 1, Spirit, what might be hidden from them? How might they, tarot illuminate for them? 3. And pile 2. We're going to pull one more. One more for pile 2. And pile 3. For pile 3, what might be hidden from them in the situation that pile 3 has in mind? What might be hidden from them? What can we eliminate for them? What are they not seeing? They're not seeing. So we try to give them clarity to make better decisions. What are they not seeing? So let's draw, and then this is the Modern Witch tarot, and we pull 3 cards. My hands do not shuffle these. Great. Okay. Pile number 1. 1. I want 3 cards for pile number 1 to help illuminate what they're not seeing in their situation. What are they not seeing? They're not seeing what might be hidden. Oops, that was that one. And for pile 2, what do they not see? What might be hidden from them? What can we eliminate for them, Spirit, so that they can see it more clearly? Oops. And pile 3. That chariot keeps wanting to come out. I'm going to kind of put it over to the side here. Okay. Getting a little turned around here. And for pile 3, what are they not seeing? What are they not seeing? Okay. And I'm going to just remember the Chariot. The Chariot card, just in the pile picking here, I just want to call out because it seemed to keep popping up. It actually kind of showed up in all 3 of the piles, so I'll speak to it also in the piles. But just to quickly note that the Chariot card is a card of moving forward with purpose and feeling assured that you have everything that you need to be able to be successful in that situation. It's an energy it's a fast moving energy, but it is one that is different from the Knight of Wands, in that the Knight of Wands is very fast moving, but may not be as purposeful. The Chariot has learned what they needed to learn, gathered the tools that they needed to have to be able to move forward and be purposeful. So I feel like there is an energy within the Chariot that in all 3 of these situations, may be something that you're not fully seeing, that there is something that is purposeful, that is being driven forward in the situation. And what's not clear for me right now is in each of these situations, it may be different in terms of how it shows up. Who's driving it forward? Is it the other individuals, or is it you that's driving the issue forward? So we just want to consider that when we look at your piles, when we go into the actual readings. Okay, so that is what came up there in the pick a piles. And so at this point, what we will do is I will organize your cards here, and we will get these piles ready for reading. I'll actually be reading that one last. These will go under like that. So this will be pile number 1. Sorry, pile number 3. That's pile number 3. This will be pile number 2. Oops. And then this will be our pile number 3. So we got quite a few cards to get to. I'm sorry, I think I said 3 again. So again, these are pile number 1 has the tiger eye and this card. Pile number 2 has the Adventurine and this guy. And pile number 3 has the yellow agate. Okay, so those are going to be your 3 piles that you can choose from. The timestamps will be in the description, and I look forward to seeing you in your readings. Thanks for staying through the pile picking. Hello, and welcome back to the Abundant Joy Tarot. My name is Ade, and we're going to go right into the piles now. And so if you chose reading pile number 1 with the Tiger's Eye crystal, this is going to be your reading. And what we're looking at and asking for guidance on today is, what is something that you do not see, or something that may be hidden in a situation that you're dealing with or contemplating on now. Now that situation can be in relation to work, it can be in relation to family, it can be in relation to love, it can be in relation to really anything at all. It's just really what is hidden in the situation from you. And we're hoping that Spirit will illuminate that for us so that we can have a little bit more guidance on how you should maneuver in this situation. Okay, so pile number 1, the card that you chose was this moon card, which says, and hopefully you can see that in the camera, I assess matters carefully and discern wisely. Okay, so these cards are good because they give us kind of just an overview of some energy that we're dealing with. And so I'm going to be looking at some oracle cards first, and then I will go into your tarot cards, and we'll see how the whole story unfolds. All right, so the second card, oracle card that you have is this charm card, and it's the white rabbit. And I like this. So the good news is it's saying luck is on your side. Take that calculated risk. Opportunity is on the way. So something that may be hidden from you is, and I love that it starts with, I assess matters carefully and discern wisely, because when something is hidden from you, that is something that you need to do. So that may be a guide in that, you need to, if that's something that you're not doing, you're not looking at things and discerning wisely, that's something you need to take a breath and make sure you're doing that with this situation. If you have wanted to express yourself to someone, now is the time. You have needed attention and validation lately, so give yourself more self-love, all right? So, so the white rabbit is kind of telling us that there may be some luck that is there in the situation that you're not seeing yet, that, it may feel like you're kind of in the darkness of the situation or the gray of the situation right now, but that there are some goodness coming about. And then also may be a good time for you to express yourself in the situation. So those are the first little nuggets that we've gotten. I'm going to go ahead and pull the rest of your oracle cards that we pulled in the pile selection. Let's see if I get all those. And then we will do your tarot and then do one final oracle at the end. So the oracle cards that you have details. Okay, so this card, I love this card. It came up recently, and this is really speaking to you looking at the fine print of matters. So in your situation, this fine print can be either in paperwork, or it can also be fine print in terms of your actual communication or dealing with in the overall situation, depending on what your situation is. Because this is a general reading, please understand that not everything is going to apply to you. So take what resonates with you and apply kind of the guidance, if you will, to your particular situation. But this card right here is saying, make sure that you're looking at the fine print, and also that you are taking that extra step to add a personal touch or add the little details to whatever you're working with, or if you're in communication, making sure that you're actually communicating those little details. The other oracle cards that you have, and I'll go ahead and get these laid out, and then we'll go ahead and look at them. So you've got the Field of Dreams, and then from the Crow deck, you got, that's right, this deck got 3 cards, because 3 cards fell out. I was only pulling 3 cards from the Crow oracle fell out. So you've got Observation, you've got Night, and let's see if you can see that. You've got Luck. There's that luck again. Isn't that interesting? Okay, so I'm going to put this down here. You might not be able to see it until I get to it, but we'll get to that. Okay. Okay, so the other thing that might be hidden in your situation right now, this card is really a lovely card. It talks about Field of Dreams, and if you see here, they're really sitting on all of these eggs. It's like there's a lot of creative potential to be able to birth new ideas, new concepts, new projects, new I would say kind of like more like new energy in relationships. It could be new love. It could just be new connections or new friendships, but there's just like fertility, right? There's so much fertility here. These fairies are sitting on these eggs. Now, it also lets me know that there's magic in this situation, so that, something that you may not be aware of is that you may be sitting on a nest egg of some kind. That's what I heard in my mind, is that, there may be some hidden abundance that is underneath this situation waiting to be hatched, okay? And that abundance could be, if you're dealing with a career situation, it could actually be monetary abundance. If you're dealing with a relationship or a family situation, it just may be that there's something really joyous and beautiful that is waiting to be birthed. And so that is something that may be hidden in your situation. Now these are the crows. I'm going to actually overlay them on top so that you can see all three of them together. Okay. All right. I like the crows because they're to me kind of a little bit more down in the human level. Like, I mean, I know they're crows and they're birds, but they're kind of dealing like they get to some of our more innate traits as human beings. So you've got night. Okay. So this card right here is letting me know a couple of things. So at night, that's when we get rest and rejuvenation. So what is coming to mind right now is I'm wondering whether or not in your current situation, if it's causing you maybe a level of anxiety or a level of stress or it might not even be anxiety and stress. You might just be doing a lot of work and up at night and maybe not getting all of the sleep and things you need. And what Spirit is saying is that to remember that you need your sleep to be able to restore on all levels of your being, mind, body, and soul. And so it's really encouraging you to think about that, because this is showing up as being something that may be hidden or something that you're not seeing, is that there's something okay. So it may be also saying that you need to make sure that you're getting your rest, because it's within those spaces that you can also get downloaded and information from your higher self, your intuition, or from spirit, depending on how you envision the world. So this night card is really encouraging you to, what I'm seeing is like sort of hidden in the situation is taking a closer look at what's happening at night for you, and particularly with your sleep patterns. This card here is the observation card. It's the crow card for observation. Hopefully you can see that. So this crow is here, and he could devour this little spider in a matter of seconds, but instead he's just standing there looking at it. Okay, and that lets me know that in your situation, you're being asked to, one of the things that there may be some things that, as we're looking at a reading that's talking about things being hidden, but in this situation, it's asking you to take a step back, allow things to kind of unfold, and just be what I heard was a silent observer. I don't know if you necessarily need to be a silent observer, but to just be an observer to what is happening in your situation, so that you can clearly take the next right steps in your situation. This card is all about digging into observation, as this crow is watching, determining how this spider is going to maneuver and move before he takes any action. Now, this card is bringing me back to this idea of this little rabbit, right? Okay, luck is on your side. And this is the crow saying, this crow is fallen into luck. The thing about luck, though, in this situation is luck. A lot of people think luck just sort of happens, but you have to be at the right place at the right time. You maybe needed to do the work preparation, if you will. You need to have things ready to be able to effectively receive the luck that you are, that the universe is bringing to you and that is coming to you. So what may be hidden in this situation is that you are going to there may be an overflow of luck or abundance coming down to you that you don't really see coming. But what I'm hearing is that make sure that you're, there's that saying, I stay ready. I stay ready so I don't have to get ready. So you don't want to be trying to get ready. Just stay in preparation for anything that you need to do in yours. So if it's in career, stay focused on what you're doing with your career. If it's in your relationship, stay on point with what's happening, but staying in communication, staying present, all of those things. All right. So that is what your oracle cards are saying, and that is the luck card. All right. So now we're going to overlay your tarot cards and see if we can get more of the story that is happening here. Okay. So we've got the Field of Dreams. We got remember the details. We've got thinking about what's happening at night, observation. Okay, all right. Okay, so remember, we're continuing to look at and ask Spirit, what is hidden in pile ones? The souls that have chosen pile one, what is hidden from you right now in your situation? So the first thing that we see here is the Fool. And it may be that you don't understand or that you don't see that taking a risk is something that is actually going to bring you abundance. I mean, it's literally like so much, joy here. I love the Fool card, but in the fact that it's in the reading of what's hidden from you, it's letting me know that taking a risk may be something that is really going to add value to your situation, because that is what the Fool card is saying. Now, oftentimes the Moon card is talking about kind of the deeper feelings, that there may be some deeper feelings. So the first thing that is coming to mind, this Moon card is actually interesting to me because it's also about the wild side, right? So what's happening with the wild side, these two, oh, actually I just realized that I might need to cover this because you might not be able to see these women here. They were completely not uncovered, but there's two women here. These are YouTube guidelines, so I saw that on another channel, so that one may have been fine. But anyway, the Moon card is talking about sort of deeper feelings, and in this particular card is really talking about the wild side, that the wild side comes out at night. So it's another reference to this nighttime energy. I'm really feeling that for this pile, there may be something in the nighttime energy that is going to support this situation, to help. There's something that's going on that may be hidden, that you can receive further illumination in the nighttime, as well as, like, for instance, if you're dealing with a partnering situation, there may be some deeper feelings that are going on underneath the surface of this connection that you're not aware of, and so it's causing the situation to not be 100% clear for you. So that's something to be mindful. Be mindful of your communication. It reminds me back to that details card. One of the things about details, like I said, it is beyond just paperwork. It is also about making sure you're paying attention to, if we're talking about communication, what is the body language of the other person? What are things that are not being said? What's in between the lines? This is the kinds of details that you would find within communication or a relationship of some kind. And this Moon card is reminding me of that need for you to be paying attention to the details in your communication as well, okay? And also, you're paying attention to the details of your own feelings. Paying attention to, like, if you have like a gut feeling about something, you need to pay attention to it. That's what this is saying to me right now. Also, there's something very quickly going to come in to this situation, whether it be a change or a swift movement. But the Knight of Swords, it's all about moving an energy through very quickly. And so this is saying to me that something that might be hidden from you is that there may be something that happens very quickly in this situation that is unexpected. It comes, it might be a message. It might be just additional information that comes in very quickly, that's unexpected, that really shifts what it is that you're looking at within your situation and how you need to maneuver in the situation, okay? So the other tarot cards that we have, I think these are showing up, the Hierophant, okay, the Three of Cups, and the Two of Swords. Okay, so in terms of what is additionally hidden in your situation, pile one, is the Hierophant. So the Hierophant speaks about sort of rules and guidelines. Sometimes it's in the religious context of, like, there being a lot of sort of religious rules or guidelines that one needs to follow, or cultural norms or standards. So like within a workforce, there may be sort of standards or rules. So there may be some, again, I just keep coming back to this idea of the details card. There may be it may be a situation in which there are rules, unspoken rules. So you know how like if you're in the workplace, there's certain rules that you're supposed to follow, right? But there are also oftentimes unspoken rules that haven't been said. So they may say, oh, sure, it's fine for you to come in 15 minutes late. But the unspoken rule is you do not come in 15 minutes late, or you don't come in 16 minutes late. You don't come that 1 minute, so it's very, very important to make sure that you're looking at what is underlying your situation. What are the underlying rules? Also, when you're dealing, if your situation is dealing with a partner, communication, or a friendship, right? There can in our social interactions, we sometimes have our own unspoken rules that we haven't articulated to the other individual to say, this is important to me, or if you cross over this line, you have crossed a boundary for me, and those boundaries haven't been communicated. So in a sense, they're a bit of an unspoken rule. So be conscious of that. Make sure that you're paying attention to the details of your communication and the individuals that you're dealing with, whether it be a work, family, or a friendship or love relationship, so that you can pay attention to that in this. Another thing that may be hidden is that you can lean on community. Okay, the Three of Cups is really about coming together within community, a celebration, but it's also sort of like this idea of like working within community too. So it may be that there is an unexpected celebration that is coming in this situation, and it also can be that you can reach out to community to support you in some way, to be able to illuminate what is not clear for you. So remember that you're not on an island, you're not alone, and that you can reach out for support. The other card that came up in your tarot is the Two of Swords. Now, the Two of Swords card is a card in which so swords often speak of sort of our thoughts, our mental state. And in this situation, she's literally put the blindfold on herself. So there's something that she's not wanting to look at, okay? Or something that you're maybe not wanting to look at wholly in your situation. And you're being encouraged here to take off your blindfold here and make sure that you're looking at the situation wholly, completely, and in your truth. Pay attention to what you know to be true, okay? So again, it's kind of taking us back to those details. That seems to be a theme that is throughout for you guys in pile one. So there's a lot of things that are being illuminated here for your what is being hidden, right? So some of the key things that we talked about. Taking risks may be something that'll be beneficial to you. Making sure you're looking at unspoken rules, guidelines, standards, boundaries that you may not be thinking about. Making sure you take some time to observe, like the crow here, taking a step back and observing the behavior before taking immediate action. Understanding that luck may come in this situation. There may be a fast-moving message that comes in and changes the situation. Overall, what I'm hearing here for you, pile number one, is in this situation, there's really an energy of kind of being observant, taking a step back, but also having a sense of trust and knowing that there is some goodness that is going to come out of this situation. I wanted to layer on just a final word from Spirit. And this is from the Sacred Forest. I like these as giving us kind of overall energies for how you can continue to move forward. And this is a beautiful card for this reading because it's talking about leadership, okay? Leadership, the stag spirit. Okay, so it says that you can inspire others to greater heights, okay? So this is really wonderful. Step into leadership in your life. And this can be in any of the situations that you're dealing with. We're leaders at home. We are leaders in our work. We are leaders in our partnerships, right? That each time there may be a balance of like one taking leadership over the other, depending on what's needed. And so this is saying that you are a beacon. The stag is like surrounded by all of this light. It is saying that you are a beacon for others. So be gentle with yourself, but don't play small. It does not serve anyone, yourself or anyone that you're around, for you to play small. This is your time, and so it's important that you step up. So what may be hidden from you in this situation is that your leadership, your power is something that is needed and is going to be really helpful in this situation. So these are all of the energies that I'm seeing for you, pile number one. I hope this gives you some guidance on your situation. I want to thank you for joining and listening into the Abundant Joy Tarot. Again, my name is Ade. I'm very new to YouTube, so I really appreciate if you liked the reading, that you would like and subscribe, and share the channel with others that you know that might find it of interest. Okay, thank you so much. Have a beautiful and joyful day. Hello, beautiful souls that picked pile number 2. This is going to be your reading if you chose the Adventurine crystal and this card here. Okay, so we are looking again today, we're looking at what may be hidden. What do you not see in your current situation? And a reminder that your situation can be dealing with career, work, a creative endeavor, friends, family, a love relationship. It could be really across the board. We are just going to be looking at what are the hidden energies behind the situation in hopes to provide some clarity on how you can best maneuver in the situation. Okay. I want to thank you again for joining the channel. My name is Ade. If you like the reading that you hear, please like and subscribe and share. I'm very new to YouTube, and I'd love to have you join the community. So let's dig right in. I'm going to go through and pull the oracle cards that we already pulled in the pile and look at those first, and then we'll dig into the tarot, and then we'll end with a final oracle card. Okay, so let's see what we have here. So this was the card that you chose. This is from the Moon Magic deck. It says, I am curious about my true nature. I seek to understand myself. And that's always a good thing to do. So again, these initial cards will kind of give us a sense of the energy that we're dealing with. So I seek to understand myself. Okay, this is a charm card, bananas. It does say add healthier eating to your meals. Allow yourself to let go. Be silly. Laugh hysterically. Lord knows I love to do that. Listen more and speak less during conversations. There is something new to learn. Okay, so when we talk about what may be hidden in this situation, there's a couple of things that come up just from this card. And that's one is making sure that you're being mindful of how you're eating, because that affects your energy. More importantly, loosen up a bit. Allow yourself to laugh. Allow yourself to find the joy in the situation. Even times that are really, really challenging, even those times that are full of pain and grief, actually there is levity there. You can find the levity, and it is good for your soul. Listen more and speak less during conversations. There's something to learn. Okay, so we're going to dig in a little bit more and see what there is that we need to learn. But I think in terms of understanding what may be hidden, one way to really find that is to listen more, right? Speak less, listen more. Okay, so we've got rock bottom and we've got slow and steady. Okay, I'm going to pull the rest of these cards in a minute here, but I want to speak on this rock bottom here. So rock bottom is a card that the good news is that it indicates a miracle could be on its way. What's challenging about it is that it is the card that says you have gotten to a place where you can't go any further with in the way that you're doing something. It's like the proverbial I've hit rock bottom, right? Like I can't go any further. I have used all of my resources. There's nothing left for you to do when you hit rock bottom except to surrender and accept. There's a real sense of needing to surrender, but the good news is when you surrender and when you let go, a miracle can occur. Okay, that's what this card is saying. But it is a card of saying you may be at your wit's end, you may be really frustrated, or you may have just been, in a sense, brought to your knees. It could even be by your own behavior, but it also could be by the situation, right? Like you tried everything you thought you could try, and you just don't, there's nothing more you can do. You don't know what else to do. You're at rock bottom, okay? And Spirit is saying to you, a miracle can occur here, but we need you to surrender, and we need you to accept not only the situation, but yourself in the situation, okay? Slow and steady. This whole card is about slow and steady wins the race. Okay. That phrase, slow and steady wins the race. I know it's cliche, but really that is what it's saying. Okay. It's saying that as you move. Also, what's really beautiful and interesting about this card is that she's in a state of metamorphosis, right? Like she's in movement, but she's sort of got this sort of snail shell on her. So she's moving slowly, but there's this beautiful energy of this winged movement and this light that is around her. And so it's just really saying to me that in your situation, what may be hidden from you is that you may feel like, I need to do this right now. I need to get it all done right now. You might have that sort of energy on you. That's what I'm feeling. And the Spirit is saying to you is that no, what you need to do right now is take a breath and take slow steps. Slow and steady will win the race here. Okay, that one is something that may be hidden from you. Okay, so let's look at the crows. So we've got 2 cards from the crows here. And the first card is abundance. So again, like as a reminder to like, okay, you may have hit rock bottom. You may be frustrated. My beautiful souls who chose pile number 2, you may be at your wit's end in something, but you need to trust and know that abundance is on its way, okay? The crows are saying that abundance is on its way. One thing I will say that may be hidden here is if you are in a state of abundance, be sure that you are sharing your abundance, because what comes to mind when I see this card right now, what's coming to mind is that if you're sitting on a bunch of abundance and you're not sharing it, or you're not, it's not being spread out, this fish is only going to be good for so long, right? And so you need to make sure that you're spreading the wealth. Okay. Yeah, that is what is coming up for me in this card. So abundance, as with all good things, everything kind of can have a double-edged sword. And this card, and the crows often show that. They'll show there's so much goodness in abundance. And I do feel like that's something that's hidden under your situation, is that there is, abundance can be just an emergence of good things, right? But then there's also a little bit of a warning in here to be mindful of the abundance that's in your space, and making sure that it is being dispersed among the community. I don't know why that is coming up specifically for that card today, but there it is. And then this card is the crow, and he is talking about memory in this card. And what this is telling me is that you need to be conscious of any past memories that may be affecting your current situation. It could also be the individuals that you're dealing with, or the individual that you're dealing with, may also be dealing with some past memory that is affecting the situation, but you only have control over yourself. So what I'm going to say is that Spirit is really guiding you to make sure that if it's a relationship, that any past feelings within a past relationship are not affecting how you are dealing and moving the situation. They're always going to affect us because they are the makeup of who we are. But just making sure that you're really looking at the situation with fresh eyes, allowing people to come to them fresh, and that you're not covering them with the feelings of someone else's past actions. Okay? Yeah, this is really about taking stock of your memories, okay? Taking stock of your memories. All right, those are the initial oracles. We will pull another oracle at the end, but let's go ahead and get into the tarot and see how the story is unfolding in your situation, and what the tarot may be able to reveal to us may be being hidden right now from you. Okay. Let's see, is that one? Yeah, that's one. So we've got the 5 of Cups, the 10 of Cups, okay, and the Hierophant. Interesting, because the Hierophant also came up in pile 1. So, but this is letting me know that, okay, so the 5 of Cups, so what may be hidden underneath? And it's interesting because it's kind of aligning with the rock bottom. So the 5 of Cups is a card that talks about loss, grief, disillusionment, a sense of betrayal in some situations. There's a real sadness that is sitting on this card. So if you're at a place where you've been in a lot of frustration, you feel like you've hit rock bottom, this makes 100%. This makes 100% sense that that you would be in this space, okay? But what's important to understand as we think about what's hidden in this situation is that those feelings may be impacting the situation. It may be a part of the situation, but again, it's the same idea of the memory card here. In allow yourself to feel your feelings, but in this situation, just be aware that that is something that is an undercurrent in this situation. And so it may be something that's hidden. It may be that someone else in the situation, if it's something that you're not seeing, it may be that somebody else is experiencing these feelings and you're not seeing that. And so you need to step, you need to step with compassion, okay? And so that compassion, depending on who this person is either compassion for self or compassion for the other individual. So keep that in mind. One thing that's underlaying this situation, or what may be hidden from you, is that this 10 of Cups is a beautiful card in the tarot. It talks about abundance at all levels, joy, community, partnership, family, a real a space in time on our journey where everything has come together, everything is abundant and at peace. So this lets me know that what you may not be seeing is that this situation can lead to a really beautiful outcome. All right. Something you need to be mindful of is the Hierophant. The Hierophant speaks of two things really stand out for me for the Hierophant. One is she is about learning, deeper learning. Sometimes there may be something in the situation that you don't have enough information about, that you can dig in to gather more information, gather more learning, read something about it, listen to the podcast, just find out more information. That learning can also be learning about an individual, asking more questions, being more observant of an individual in a situation, okay? The Hierophant also speaks of rules and regulations and standards and boundaries, okay? And so what you may not be seeing is this idea of sort of unspoken rules. If it's a career situation or job situation, there may be some unspoken rules that you're not aware of that you need to be conscious of, or try to be more observant to see if you can be clear about what those rules are. If it's a relationship of some kind or within a family, there could be boundaries that have not been communicated, that you may be crossing some hard feelings that may be causing people to put up, boundaries or ideas or rules. Well, if this happens, I'm going to do X, Y, and Z. And you may not even be aware that they've sort of made that decision, right? So there's this idea of like rules, standards, boundaries that may be in the works that you're not aware of. So the best way to be able to uncover that is to listen, be still, be observant, ask questions where you need to. All right, let's look at the rest of your tarot cards on top of that. So you've got the Nine of Wands, the Nine of Pentacles, and the Ace of Swords. Okay, so this is really good. I mean, okay, so the Nine of Wands is speaking to getting to a level. And so if it's, for instance, if it's in a relationship, it's a relationship that's been, going on for some time, or it's gotten to a point where you've been carrying the work, the creativity, the load for some time, and you may be feeling a little bit exhausted. Okay. And this card is really saying to you, hang in there, keep going. You're almost there. Okay. Keep going. You're almost there. So in terms of what might be hidden, what may be hidden is twofold. One, you may feel like it may be hidden from you that either others in the situation are feeling exhausted, or you may be feeling exhausted and not really taking count of how you're actually really feeling. And the other thing is that you're close. You're close. You are close, beautiful souls. And it's really about hanging on. You may not realize how close you are to some sort of opening, okay, within this situation. And I also say that to say, because the Nine of Pentacles is a beautiful card about sort of landing in a place of overall abundance on sort of all levels. The Pentacles really talk about material abundance, foundation, firm, family, but, this card of the Nine of Pentacles, she's really, you can see here, she's just really in an abundant place. She has everything that she needs. There's fruit and things growing. She's got the house in the background. The birds and the animals are loving her. Like, she's just in a space of overall abundance, right? And so what may be hidden from you is that this, particularly with this Nine of Wands being here, is that you are close. You are very close to this Nine of Pentacles. You may be feeling frustrated and at the end of your ropes, but this is coming up. Okay. So it's really asking you to hold on, keep moving forward. The other card that is at the end here is a new idea, a new burst of, like, I see the Ace of Swords as like a new burst of like energy, ideas, a manifestation of something getting kicked off, something moving forward in a new way. So when you look at your situation, what you also may not see is that there will be a refreshing, really highly energetic energy coming in to refresh this situation. But this is also coming after. So it's like there's sort of this abundance that is going to come in, this feeling. I also get from the the Nine of Pentacles, this sense of firmness, foundation, sort of a solid abundance rather than something that's sort of fleeting. Okay. And then the Ace of Swords is like, and then there is a new beginning, right? So that is beautiful. Really, really, really beautiful. I'm going to go ahead and pull your final card here. This is the Magic card, Moonlight Enchantment. Wow. So this is really, we're about to go. We're starting the new moon right now. So we're starting a brand new moon cycle right now. And this is really telling me that what you may not be seeing in your situation is that there is magic in the undercurrent and that you actually have magic at your fingertips. This is also letting me know that that your magic will be growing over time in the situation. So what I've been getting so far is that right now there's a sense of like needing to be observant, needing to slow down, pay attention to emotions that are going on. Trust that there will be a miracle coming forth, but a need to kind of keep plugging forward. And then this magic card is saying that as this new moon, because this is a full moon, right? And so it's really saying to me that as we move from the new moon toward the full moon, you will be gaining strength. You will be gaining magic. You will be gaining fortitude. What's the word that I'm looking for? A sense of sort of resilience and strength, that you will be gaining strength as you move even closer toward the full moon. So you may look at the the next full moon as around a time that something may really come to resolution with this situation, move to another space of abundance, move you out of a space of struggle that you may currently be feeling right now. So the beautiful souls that have chosen pile number 2, this is the reading that I have for you. I hope that you were able to gain some insight on how you may be able to maneuver in your current situation, some enlightenment on what might be hidden from you or what you might not be fully seeing right now, and allowed you to reflect and see how this might align to your particular situation. I wish you so much joy, abundance, and love as you go forth into your week. And I will look forward to seeing you at another reading. Thank you so much. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Thank you so much. Okay, welcome, souls who have chosen pile number 3. Welcome to the Abundant Joy Tarot. My name is Agate, and I am about to do your reading. So if you chose this crystal here, and this card, what a beautiful card this is. This reminds me of the Sun card in the tarot. But it's the moon, so it's just it's so beautiful. It really makes me think of wow, what's coming to me just right off the bat. Souls who chose pile number 3, beautiful souls, there's a need for you to embrace your beauty, really, like your beauty and your feelings within this situation. That's the first thing that just comes to my mind. I invite peace within myself. I ripple this outwards. Ache. So this is really saying, as you're thinking about, whatever the situation is, remind you. Okay, so this reading that we've pulled for is to look into what you might not be seeing in your situation, what might be hidden from you in your situation. Situations can be anything that that's currently heavy on your mind or in your heart right now that you're dealing with. It can be dealing with something at work. It can be dealing with a friend relationship. It can be dealing with a love relationship. It can be dealing with family issues, anything that you're dealing with. We're just going to be digging into what you might not be seeing. And so the first thing that comes up is what you might not be seeing is that you may be a peaceful light within this situation. Don't discount the value that you bring to all of the situations that you deal with in your life, but in particularly the situation that you're dealing right now. If you're feeling like you're not adding value to the situation, know that you bring a level of peace. And Spirit is also saying, cultivate that peace. Allow yourself to sit in that peace. It is not weak to be peaceful. Okay, that's what came to mind. on that first card. Okay, so Black Cat is the charm card that has come up here. It says, take more time for meditation, deep breaths, or yoga. Slow down your thoughts and focus on the present moment. So again, we've got this idea of peace. There's a sense of peace that needs to happen. Life needs more balance and organization. Prioritize more of what is important for you. So in this situation, I'm really getting that you guys in this situation need to make sure that you're really taking into account what you need, and that you're allowing yourself to be a place of peace, not only for yourself, but for the situation. See the good traits within yourself and others. Focus less on judgment and negativity. That first card is just that peace keeps coming in. Like if you're in a conflicting situation, one question that's coming to mind is, one question you may ask yourself is, what action can I do right now? Yeah, what action, or what next step can I take that would bring more peace to this situation? What action or step can I take to bring more peace to this situation and more peace to my mind, or more peace to my spirit? Okay, because the more peaceful you are is what you're exuding, right? So I'm not suggesting that you bring peace to a situation and hide your own inner turmoil. That's not at all what I'm saying. Okay, so just keep that in mind. So we're going to dig in here to your oracle cards, and then we will look at your tarot. So first we're going to look at your oracle cards, and then we'll end out with one final oracle card at the end. But first we're going to look at these initial oracle cards. And this is coming from the Enchanted Map Oracle. Wonderful. Okay. So pile number 3, like what I'm seeing in these first oracle cards, this Peace of Joy card brings me joy. Okay, I love joy. Obviously, the channel is called Abundant Joy Tarot, and it's all about joy. This beautiful spirit here is just taking all kinds of leap. Her joy is illuminating out. This card is really speaking to your inner joy can have impacts on the world around you. Let your inner joy spill out. I'm really hearing that, like, stand boldly in your joy. Don't worry about what other people think about your joy. If you're in your joy, let yourself bask in your joy. Okay, because that is just going to ripple out, okay, and it's going to birth new things, okay? That butterfly is always, sort of about transformation, new life coming forth, a freedom, right? So there's something in terms of what may be hidden in the situation is there may be an underlying joy, either that you're not allowing yourself to feel, or that you need to be mindful that your joy actually can have an impact on this situation. Staying in your joy can elevate this situation in some way. This cleaning house is something that I probably need to get this card on a regular basis, but it is about clearing up the clutter. Now, the thing is that clutter is really important from a material sense, because when you clear out the clutter on your material plane, you're actually helping to clear out the clutter in your mental state and your emotional state. This card is specifically talking about cleaning house on all of those levels: mind, body, and soul, heart. Clear out the clutter. Clear out the things that no longer serve you. It's time to clean house, okay? If something no longer serves your heart, you need to let it go. If something no longer serves your physical space, if you're feeling like you got stacks and stacks and stacks of things around you right now, you need to clear away that clutter so that you make space for more abundant joy to come into your life and into your space. So cleaning house, loves. What may be underlying is that you've got some things that you need to clear away. Mind, body, physical. It could be the physical plane. It could be emotional plane. But some things you need to move away. You've got distraction and dominance. Okay, so beautiful souls that chose number 3. This distraction card is really interesting to me because it is speaking of sort of who are you in this card, okay? Are you being distracted? Like the dog here, this crow is distracting this dog and the other crow is getting at its food. Okay, so this dog is being distracted and not focusing on the situation at hand or what needs to be handled. Okay. The other side of this is that the actual situation that you're dealing with could be a distraction. Okay, so are you getting caught up in something that is really, I'm not saying your situation is trivial. Take what you want and leave the rest. Take what resonates with you. But in some cases, sometimes we allow ourselves to get heavily involved in relationships or dynamics at work or things like that, because it allows us to distract ourselves from what's really going on at our heart center, at our soul center, at what needs to be taken care of at home, whatever it may be. So this card is saying that what is underlying your situation is you need to be mindful of distractions, what may be distracting you from what is actually happening at hand, and really evaluating whether or not the current situation or dynamics that are happening in the situation are causing a distraction away from the core issue that's causing it to feel stuck in some way. Shine a light on what is really true. Truth is always what is important to illuminate. Illuminate the truth of a situation. And I'm almost like hearing a crow in the background. You know how crows have that, what is it, that caw, caw, caw. It's like that distracting sound of just like, look over here, look over here, look over here, rather than really looking at what you need to be focused on in your heart center. And if you drop into going back to this piece, if you drop into taking more time for meditation and deep breaths, you will more clearly understand what is the truth of the situation, what you need to focus on, and move away from these distractions. Okay, loves? Dominance is the other thing that's coming forth here. Now, this card is also the crow cards tend to have sort of a twofold thing happening with them. You may be in a situation where you're feeling like it could be a boss, or even in partnership and relationship, where you're feeling like you are being dominated in some way. Okay, and it's not helpful. Okay, to be dominated in that way. Or this card can also be saying that you are dominating in some way. And that is not necessarily a bad thing, but it's just something to be conscious of. Are you dominating in this situation in such a way that it's actually causing the situation to not move forward in the way that is going to be beneficial for all parties? It's a question to ask yourself, right? Or are you allowing yourself to be dominated in a way that's not going to be helpful for yourself, for your own development, for your own soul growth, for your own heart growth, and really taking that into account and being honest with yourself about how that shows up. But in terms of what's hidden in the situation, these cards are saying to me very clearly, that there may be some distractions going on that you're not fully consciously aware of, or maybe you're not choosing to look at those distractions. You may know if you're dropped down in your heart center that they're there. Pay attention to them because they are affecting the situation. And then the other thing that may be going underneath is some power dynamics, right? Some power dynamics in this situation that are causing it to go astray for you in some way. All right. Pay attention to what those are. Let's dig into the tarot to see if it will unfold the story a bit more for us. The Queen of Swords. So that's energy, Queen of Wands. Okay. We got two queens here. Okay. And the Nine of Pentacles. Okay. All right. So in terms of looking at what may be hidden here, so there's two energies here. So the Queen of Swords is an energy that is really focused on sort of making logical decisions, okay, using her mind. The swords, again, are a mental state. She is going to be very decisive in her decisions. This may be an energy that is in your space right now. It may be a person. It could be you, okay? So you may be in a space right now where you're like, okay, I'm making a clear decision here. It's cut and dry. I'm cutting it with my sword. This is what it is. It's logic and it's nothing else. She's not deeply emotional at all. She is really focused on what are the facts, what are the figures, how are we moving things forward. So that may be an energy that's in the space, okay? So in terms of what may be hidden there, that there's these two energies. And it's interesting because it's the Queen of Wands and the Queen of Swords. So the Queen of Wands, now the wands represent sort of like fire, passion, can be a very fast moving energy. And the Queen of Wands is very confident, self-assured. So there may be in this situation, it's interesting what I'm hearing is like, so for instance, if you're dealing with a career, work situation, there may be some underlying conflicting energies between the Queen of Swords and the Queen of Wands, where you've got an individual who, sort of wants to express their creativity. Both of these individuals are highly, because they're both queens, they're very confident. They could actually come to a standstill. One is saying, let's look at it from the creative side. Let's be very passionate about it. Whereas this one is saying, let's look at it from a logical standpoint. What do the facts say? The facts do not say we should run it in this way. The Queen of Wands is saying it doesn't matter what the facts say from a creative standpoint, from an artistic standpoint. This is the way we need to move. So there may be some conflicting energies. And they can show up either as individuals that kind of embody those energies, but it can be conflicting energies within the space. In other words, conflicting energies around like the energy of creativity, wanting to create something, to be passionate about it, be sort of heart-centered around it, and being more logical. Okay, sometimes the logic and sometimes logic and creative can be, they're not necessarily bad because they can actually complement each other and support each other in really positive ways. But if something is going awry, they can sometimes be causing conflict. So just to be mindful in terms of what may be hidden, that there may be some different personalities or energies in your space that have different ideas about the approach on how to move forward. The other thing from the Nine of Pentacles, the Nine of Pentacles is actually a really beautiful card. And it is really talking about abundance, coming to a place of abundance. Abundance from a place of a job well done, sort of feeling like she comes to this place because of the work that she has put into it. So she has been working diligently, she has been unfolding, and as a result, she is able to harvest. She's got the carrot. You can see this, but she's got the carrots here. Her garden is growing, and abundance is coming from her hard work. Okay, and so one thing that you may not be seeing is you may not be seeing the abundance that is coming from the hard work that you've been putting into this situation. Okay, and Spirit is really saying that this is growing underneath, just as the garden is kind of, the seeds are planted, you're working, but you don't really see the fruit of your labor for some time. Okay, so you may not be seeing the fruit for some time, but it is coming forth, beloved souls who chose pile number 3. So pile number 3, your additional tarot cards are Justice, the Six of Cups, and the High Priestess. Okay. All right. Okay. So in terms of what is being hidden, okay, you may be in a situation right now where something feels unbalanced. If it's a relationship of some kind, some may be giving more than the other. Some may be putting in more than the other. It may seem unbalanced, okay? If it's a work situation, it could be the same situation. A boss is, not holding up their end of the deal, or a coworker isn't holding up their end of the deal, and things are unbalanced, and you feel like things may feel unfair to you. What may be hidden in this situation is that justice is going to be in this situation. Justice will balance the scales. This is what justice comes in. Justice is not blind, okay? But justice sees what needs to be balanced in a situation and brings that energy in, okay? So rest assured, you beautiful souls that have chose pile number 3, that in your situation, things will come to balance. You just might not be seeing that right now. And so it may be very frustrating or hard to kind of hold on to that. But Spirit is saying very clearly that that will be coming to the fore. That is underlying your situation. The other thing that you may not be seeing right now is that there is an emotional gift that is coming. I don't know what I just felt, but I just felt like not a sadness, but just this feeling of like nostalgia. Okay, so this card actually speaks of nostalgia, and it speaks of a gift kind of coming in. What I'm getting from this card is that one thing that may be hidden in the situation is that this situation may give you an emotional gift, a fulfillment of some kind, an emotional fulfillment of some kind that is healing for your healing something from your past. Okay, it may be that it comes from somebody from your past that comes in and is able to provide some healing from you, or it may be that it's coming from a new person, but it's healing a wound that you may have had from the past, or something that you didn't receive from the past, and it's coming in as a gift. Okay, so there's something that is a gift that is coming out of the situation that is hidden to you right now, that will be I'm really getting it as sort of an emotional fulfillment. It might not necessarily be material, like a material gift, something that you're holding in your hand, but something that actually is even more lasting, because it is emotional. The final card that you have in your tarot is the High Priestess. Okay, so the High Priestess is all about sort of intuition. And what I'm kind of getting here in this High Priestess here is what you may not be seeing is what I'm getting is that you need to listen. It's kind of going back to this idea of this peace, actually, and this need to. I'm really getting this sense, pile number 3, that you in particular need to spend some time breathing and meditating and thinking about this situation, because your feelings, your intuition is very strong here. This may be something that you're not aware of, that your intuition, the thoughts that you're getting, the feelings that you're getting, maybe if you may be an individual already looking at this tarot reading that is tapped into your intuition. And that's the case. Spirit is just saying very clearly, listen to your intuition, beloved. Do not forget what you're feeling is not out of the blue. Okay, pay attention to what you're feeling. If you're someone who's not fully tapped into, feeling that you're an intuitive person, feeling like, oh, okay, I don't really pick up, those things. What Spirit is saying is, in actuality, in this situation, you need to pay attention to what your feelings are with this moon kind of underneath here. What is your gut feeling? What is like your first feeling when you walk into a room or when you walk into a situation? Do you feel uneasy about someone? Pay attention to that, because that is going to help guide you through some hidden energies that are in this situation. And it's not necessarily negative, so I don't want you to necessarily read it that way. It's just that those feelings will be a guide to you. Your intuition will be a guide to you, is what I'm hearing here. A lot of things here in terms of what may be, you might not be seeing in your situation, or may be hidden from you, okay, that we have kind of dug into. So, sort of going back to where we have looking at distractions, understanding that your joy, this idea of the peaks of joy, right? Your joy may be a benefit to the group. Don't hide your joy. Allow your joy to be able to infuse this situation. There may be some interesting energies, conflicting energy, powerful, strong, confident energies of the Queen of Wands being mental, and the Queen of Swords being sort of mental and logical, and the Queen of Wands being more creative and wanting to move things forward. Okay. Pay attention to distractions. Pay attention to any power dynamics or dominance that might be in the situation. understand that the law of the law of God is good, and that justice will come forth in the situation. You may receive a gift of emotional fulfillment that you were not expecting in the situation. I want to remind you of the clutter card here that we had. Be sure that that is an active thing that you can do to make sure that you're cleaning house to help you with this situation. It may illuminate some things that you had not seen. All right, so let's look at your final card here. It is wisdom, the owl spirit. Okay, I love this. This is the owl spirit of wisdom. Okay, so this, okay, it seems that the camera turned off as I was talking about the owl spirit. And so I wanted to go back and complete the reading here by talking to you about this card. So the owl spirit is about wisdom. Okay, see that owl coming in, and it actually ties in very nicely to this high priestess card that we were just talking about, when we were talking about really trusting your intuition, trusting your feelings, right? And this card is saying that you also have the wisdom that you need. It is telling you to trust the knowledge that you have, that you know about the deep truths, okay? The deep truths in the situations and the people around you, okay? That you have a wisdom in you that will illuminate truths about people. Just be careful that you're not blinding yourself. Like when a truth of someone is revealed to you, you need to trust it. You know, you need to trust it. And that's truths being revealed about people can be both positive and negative. They're not always negative. Just because you understand a deep truth about someone, it may be a deep truth that they are beautiful, a beautiful spirit, that they're deeply honest, that they're wounded, you know, whatever it may be. Okay. So, but what Spirit is saying right here as the overarching piece to your reading here, pile number 3, is that to trust your wisdom, trust your internal wisdom. It's just a beautiful way to kind of culminate everything that we have here. So there's a lot of things that we've seen that may be hidden in the situation, or something maybe you're just not aware of. But the overarching thing that I'm really hearing here is there's a need for you to trust in, cultivate the peace within yourself, trust in your intuition, trust in your wisdom, and and then take heed to some of the other advices that we saw along the way. This idea of being mindful of distractions, cleaning house, looking at whether there's any dominating energies within the situation, but that there's some really great things coming, that justice is going to balance things out, that there's an emotional fulfillment that is going to occur here, okay? That there is the 9 of Pentacles, a 9 of Pentacles, that all of your hard work is going to be leading to a harvest, to an abundance. So overall, I think this is a beautiful reading, pile 3. I want to thank you so much for coming to the channel. Again, this is the Abundant Joy Tarot. My name is Ade. I have just recently joined the YouTube community. I'd love to hear from you. I'd also love to have you like and subscribe to the video or share the information. But I hope that if you found this video, that it has provided insight and help to you in your situation. I wish you a joyful day, and I hope to see you again at another time. Be well.